can look around you and you can look at other currencies. Gold reached all-time highs in the second and third largest economies in the world recently in China and Japan. And when you talk about Japan, gold has appreciated by 50% against the yen this year. You can, if you're looking a little further, you can see it's up tenfold in Turkish lira and tenfold in Turkish lira and fivefold, I believe, in the Argentine peso. So you have gold performing very, very well around the world. And that, if you're paying a little bit of attention, you understand.
In this week's market update, Andy Schectman of Miles Franklin discusses the surge in gold prices, reaching all-time highs in foreign currencies, contrasting the U.S.'s dollarization stance. The conversation delves into the robust state of the precious metals market, particularly noting an uptick in gold purchases by newcomers to the industry. Schectman reflects on the ongoing demand for silver in 2023, attributing this to geopolitical uncertainties, concerns about the banking system, and an overarching feeling of unease. The discussion extends to reasons why individuals are turning to precious metals, citing a desire to navigate current societal challenges. Furthermore, the dialogue touches on global financial developments, emphasizing the impact on the U.S. dollar and the emergence of alternative systems, such as the newly introduced BRICS Pay. Overall, the conversation provides a comprehensive overview of the dynamic factors influencing the precious metals landscape and global finance. Like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications bell to let us know that you like the video. Check our pinned comment with our official partnership deals if you want to get in crypto, as Bybit is giving free $20 just for creating an account. Let's get into the video.
When you talk about protecting large sums of money, look, we work with any size client. Some of our clients spend $500 and we're happy to work with them. Others spend $5 million and we're happy to work with them too. The difference is that you could put $1 million in a briefcase of gold and run to your car. $1 million in silver is 2 tons. The logistics become a problem. So this year we've seen an increase in gold sales, but it hasn't really affected the amount of silver sales. In fact, the people who understand what's happening, the people who have paid a little bit of attention or a lot of attention, understand that silver is the place to be. The people who have come in lately, who have never thought about buying metals before, their motivation is of protection and of safety, and of hedging against the chaos. So silver is somewhat removed from their line of sight. Of course, we have that discussion, but it just seems to me that a lot of people are looking to gold right now as a first entry into the industry because maybe they don't understand the reasons that we do to buy silver, but they look at gold as an asset that would be used to help, extricate them from the system, from the matrix. And I guess it takes a little bit more of, I don't want to say sophistication, but following this industry and the reasons to buy silver, because let's face it, you're more the news when it comes to silver than anything we see on the mainstream. The mainstream wouldn't know a silver coin if it fell on their foot. And when the mainstream talks about anything metals related, it will typically be gold. And so the newbie who might be very financially literate in terms of mainstream financial applications is completely a dunce when it comes to the reasons to buy silver. So that's where education and just good old-fashioned talking comes into play. So look, the demand for silver is as strong as it's ever been, but we didn't really have a lot of newbies coming into the industry. The people that came in over the last couple of years, you could argue, were a byproduct of silver squeeze and of a growing chorus of hard money people. But what we've seen since the bank failures and the increased chaos around the globe, here in the States too, are people who are just flat out scared and are just giving in, I guess you could say, to leaving their comfort zone. And that would be of stocks, bonds, and real estate. And the first place that they would go would be gold. And so we're seeing more gold than we have in the last few years, but the demand for silver has not waned at all.
Silver prices witnessed a notable surge on Tuesday, surpassing 23 watt-hours, marking a 3% increase. Contributing to this upward movement were soft CPI figures from the U.S. and declining U.S. yields. The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics reported a decrease in October's inflation to 3.2% YoY, while the core CPI, excluding volatile food and energy prices, rose by 4%, slightly below the anticipated 4.1%. Monthly, the headline CPI remained steady, while core CPI experienced a 0.2% growth. Consequently, U.S. government bond yields, viewed as the opportunity cost of holding non-yielding metals, saw a significant drop, suggesting a potential delay in a Federal Reserve rate hike in December. Eyes now turn to upcoming data releases, notably the Producer Price Index, PPI, and retail sales from October, expected to influence market expectations. Technically, the XAG-USD exhibits a neutral to bullish outlook, with the RSI showing bullish momentum, though bears maintain some control on broader time frames. The short-term outlook remains positive as long as the pair holds above the 20-day SMA. Now we'll show you more clips of the latest interview of Andy Schectman. But first, subscribe, and turn on the notifications bell to get more videos like this.
The world reserve currency is close to losing its AAA status. You got the rating agencies downgrading U.S. debt. You have so much divisiveness in this country, where I think people are just uncomfortable. I think you said something before was kind of multitasking when we were talking before we got on here, and you made a comment about there's a feeling people have, a charge in the air, or a feeling of anxiety. A lot of people can't really articulate what it is that they're feeling, but they just know something's not right. I'll be a nerd here, and if when I was 7 years old, the first Star Wars came out, and there was a movie theater 3 blocks from my house. I think I saw the first Star Wars between the time I was 7 and 8 years old over 100 times. And that's when movies were $2.50 a ticket. Anytime my parents would want to be alone, they'd say, here, go see Star Wars again. But, there's a disturbance in the force. You may not be able to articulate it, but people feel it. Maybe someone heard that we added $500 billion in the month of October, and that took almost 200 years to create the first $500 billion. Or maybe people just look around them and they're afraid to go into a sporting event in a major city like Miami or New York City or San Francisco or Los Angeles or Chicago, or out to dinner. Maybe they just realize that this country is splintered in terms of ideological viewpoints on many things, on so many social things that have taken center stage when it used to not be that way. And so I think this disturbance, this anxiety, has woken people up.
What do you think of today's show? Do you believe that the recent surge in central bank gold purchases is a significant event for gold and silver prices to move in 2024? Post in the comments section down below your gold and silver price prediction for 2024, and I see you next time.